Hey everybody. So I just got done watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. So this is my review. I Love and Marriage Huntsville season 5, episode 12, 99 problems, but a beach ain't one. So this episode wasn't really about a lot, but there's a lot, there's enough to go in on. So Melody and Martell are still with the kids at the beach with Martell's mother. And they start off by having breakfast. Mel's like, look, I hired a chef, to help us out. I don't blame her. And I think that's nice. So they can eat together, not always at restaurants and stuff. So little Martell prays and he prays for a long time. And Martell says, though, even though he likes to pray, he's a good kid. And it just reminds him that him and Mel must have done something right. So they, just asking the kids like what their favorite memories are. Um, Martell, like Big Martell, says his favorite was the bike rides. He just loved the bike rides with Melody and the kids. I'm gonna tell you what caused the pause for that one. Didn't this Negro take Sheree on a bike ride and got all that media attention? I'm starting to think that bike ride was supposed to be a dig at Melody. So Melody could say, see, that used to be me. Melody ain't thinking that Martell. Sorry, next. And you did that after this shit was, shot. So I'm just not here for it. So Martell invited Marceau and Tisha and Melody. And he told Melody about it about 45 minutes before they came. Okay. Martell, first of all, you're a guest who paid for nothing on this trip because Melody made sure that was clear to us, okay? And then you had the motherfucking nerve to invite somebody, tell Mel about it on her trip 45 minutes before it happened. And essentially, Tisha and Marceau are guests of a guest. And I just feel like he always crosses the line. It's a family vacation, Martell. Family. Martell just needs to work on his communication and his selfishness. Because that was a selfish move. If you know Melody has an issue with these people, and you do, didn't they get in a fight with Mama Wanda or whatever the fuck happened like 6 episodes ago? If you know that and you're inviting them, you are clearly not putting your kids first. You're putting television drama ahead of everything. And I'm just kind of funny like that. I don't have kids, and the reason why I don't, I would be way too particular. I'm sure Martell's mother is a nice person, but she is not their grandmother, and y'all just left y'all's kids with them. Next, I just don't understand that. Martell is bringing up old pictures on his phone, showing Melody, like trying to remind her of the good times, and Melody is basically like, "Yeah, I've seen this gameplay before." He used to do that in those 3 years where I was giving him chance after chance after chance to fix it. And he played the same game. And I'm just like, Martell, I'm just, God damn. Then the other part of this is with Marceau and Tisha showing up. Marceau, Tisha, did y'all think to ask Martell, is this okay with Melody? Honestly, I don't even know why y'all would want to show up. Tisha, you don't fuck with Melody like that. Y'all aren't friends. Y'all had this basic understanding of social media and attacking people's children, but y'all don't fuck with each other like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, why didn't you all consider that maybe, just maybe, you weren't welcome? The fuck? Anyway, so Martell thinks Mel got braids because he took his daughters to get braids. Not he put braids in their hair. He took them to get braids. And he claims she did it because he knows that he likes them. And first of all, Black women go and get braids before they go on vacation. They don't have to worry about their hair. That may not be something Melody does on a regular basis. She did it. Oh well. Martell, just stop. Just stop. You fucked up. You fucked up. Opportunity for a great marriage. Y'all have beautiful children, and Melody is thriving and doing her businesses. And maybe had you been supportive, you wouldn't be in this situation. Nevertheless, let's move on. So Tisha, this is Tisha gets on my motherfucking nerves anyway. But Tisha commenting on Mel and Martell vacationing with each other annoyed the fuck out of me. Her and Marcel both. Like, just leave it alone. Like, Melody paid for a vacation home, and everybody else, as far as I'm concerned, is an interloping guest, with the exception of the kids and the exception of Van. Okay? And then you come, Tisha and Marceau, not really fully invited, and you bring up their divorce again. Why? Why are you asking them about what is clearly obvious, what has been in the media for like years now, like what, 2 years or so now? Like, I just feel like this is a form of gaslighting and pressuring Mel in a way that's super unhealthy. Oh, Mel, it's like the good old day. Like, Mel was in a tough situation. She gave him chance after chance. She has his side chick taunting him, and who knows what other side chicks. And she's still trying to raise 4 kids. Like, get this woman a break. Like, just stop. Oh my gosh. So Marcel and Tisha came and made things worse, like they usually do. Martell, when Melody was like, no, that's not the way things are, it's just what it is. Martell had never had an attitude. Negro, you messed up your marriage. You did that. Tisha's confessional look, just while I'm on it, is awful. That plastic red dress, that red lipstick, it looks a fucking mess. And Tisha is one of those people that sometimes in the confessional, she just gets it all the way right. She's all the way right. It looks good. It works for her. And then other times she just fucks it up royally. Like, who told you to put on that sloppy, like rainbow red plastic dress? And then sit in the confessional. I know she was uncomfortable. It looked too small. Girl, bye. Anyway, Kimmy and Maurice, prayers up for Kimmy and her family. She's cutting her hair off to prepare for chemotherapy. I remember my mom did that, and that was, it was scary. But I'm proud of her for facing it because it can be hard. She has her friend who's playing around and talking, and talking about taking a person of color's hair and making bundles from it. And her friends are encouraging her along the way. And she talks about how she met Maurice actually by letting him know that her son needed a haircut. And that's the way she ended up kind of getting in there. And it looked cute. It looks cute on Kimmy. And, her friends were really supportive. I think, the thing is with cancer and stuff, when you're dealing with that, sometimes like you're crying. And I think maybe that may scare the person who's going through cancer, but it's not so much that you're crying like, oh, they look so different. Or, oh, it's a lot of feelings and it's a lot of fear for the person that you love. It just is. It just is. So prayers up for Kimmy. So then we get the scene back at the beach house, Marceau and Martell, because Marceau can't help himself but to be gossiping like a woman. He asked how Mel and Martell got to this space where they are vacationing. The easy answer, Marceau, is that Mel paid for it. And Martell's trifling ass love a good free trip so he can go ahead and have extra money for that other child support he got to pay. Anyway, excuse me. Martell was like, well, I think she had a chance to go through her pain. And I was just like, at that point, this is before the rest of it plays out. I was like, are you still not taking responsibility for causing Mel pain? I was like, he is a textbook narcissist. I just can't. But this is before the rest of it played out. That's just how I was feeling at the moment. So Martell says he was not willing to say he wanted a divorce. He just wasn't there. I was thinking to myself, you wasn't never there. Mel did that. So he stepped out. He said he didn't ask why Mel wasn't taking care of him sexually and cooking. He said he never thought about like what else may have been going on with Mel. And my thing is still, Martell, the question is, why couldn't you have done it? Like, Mel works and has given birth to 4 children. And you all have very involved grandmothers who help. Martell, you're selfish. Okay? And you really do need to come to that realization just to grow up and just to be a better person for you and your kids. So Mel and Tisha talk. They are just not on the same level. I don't think they'll ever be friends like they once were. And quite frankly, I don't understand how anybody can be friends with Tisha. I think she's mentally stunted, but that's just me. So she was like, Mel was explaining, she was like, you get to a point where you're emotionally strong enough to have someone like Martell in her space. She was like explaining it took time. And she said that, basically that she resented people when they tried to force her to get along with Martell before she was ready. And I agree with that. All the pain she went through, that has to be embarrassing. It has to be humiliating. And even when technically, like, no, it's not my fault. My husband was cheating on me. You start feeling the way like, what didn't I do? I've given birth to these kids. I work with these businesses. We're working together. I'm trying, and I'm just like, people just let up on her. Just let up. So Tisha is saying that Mel is good at covering up and showing people what she wants them to know. Tisha, most people are like that. People tell you what they want you to know. And Tisha, maybe, just maybe, she's not telling you her business because one, you're no longer friends like that. Two, you showed up at her vacation home uninvited by the person who paid for everything, which is Mel. Three, she didn't know y'all were coming until 45 minutes to an hour before y'all showed up. And that's why she's not telling you her business. Like, girl, miss me. So Marceau is asking Martell about how he or if he could handle Mel dating. And Tisha and Marceau are just fucking nosy. Like, I just feel like Tisha, even when she's asking questions to Mel, it just seems so forced. Even when they were playing the game, which was cute or whatever, but like just Tisha bringing it up, I just felt like she's reading off cue cards from a producer. Like, that's what I mean by her being mentally stunted. Like, I'm just like, I just, as a grown woman, just would not be fucking with Tisha. So Martell said that if he could go back in time to show him in his confessional, he would have kept working on the marriage until they got it right. And he gets emotional and he leaves the confessional. And the bottom line is he had a lot of chances to get it right. And they do have a beautiful set of kids, a nice set of kids. And, they really could have been a very strong Black family. And they still can be. You don't have to be married to have like a family. But Martell, you fucked up. You fucked up. And, I just, pray that the kids will be able, get their bearings straight and go on and live very healthy and successful lives, which I'm sure they will. But yeah. So those are my thoughts on 11 Marriage Huntsville, but I'll see y'all tomorrow for Potomac because that's gonna be a hot ass mess. All right, y'all be sure to like and subscribe to, I'm trying to build my channel. I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.